In healthcare, communication is not a support function. It is part of patient safety. When a handoff, emergency escalation, patient transfer, or medication instruction goes wrong, the first questions are simple but unforgiving. Who knew? Who answered? Who owned the next action? And can the organization prove it? DriverChat transforms clinical voice communication into an operational system. Instant push-to-talk, background operation, translation, PDF reports, and dedicated hardware. The post-incident reality? After a clinical event, communication becomes evidence. Patients, clinical leaders, investigators, insurers, and internal review teams do not only ask whether the team acted, they ask whether the warning was recognized, whether escalation was sent in time, whether the handoff was complete, and who was responsible for the next step. Without a traceable communication path, memories conflict, timelines blur, and clinical credibility weakens. DriverChat creates a clearer operational record before, during, and after the incident. The literature is clear. Communication failures are not a soft skill issue. They are a patient safety problem. A narrative review of healthcare communication analyzed thousands of records and found that poor communication is linked to discontinuity of care, compromised patient safety, patient dissatisfaction, inefficient use of resources, unnecessary investigations, lost physician time, and economic consequences. The conclusion is practical. Healthcare organizations need clearer ownership, timeline information, and follow-up tools that make communication measurable. DriverChat was built exactly around this operational need. Where breakdowns happen, the danger is rarely one missing sentence. It is the chain of missed confirmations around it. In emergency triage, incomplete information delays the right care. In OR to ICU handoff, risk travels with the patient if the next team receives only part of the picture. In ward deterioration calls, minutes can become critical. Medication orders, lab results, imaging coordination, and patient transport all depend on fast, clear, confirmed communication. DriverChat keeps teams connected across these exact pressure points. What specialists recommend? Across the literature, the recommendations are remarkably consistent. Standardize communication, improve handoff protocols, use closed-loop confirmation, make ownership clear, monitor communication quality. Train communication as a clinical skill, but recommendations only matter when the system makes them easy to execute. DriverChat supports structured, role-based, real-time clinical communication with messages that can be replayed, reviewed, translated, documented, and converted into reports. It turns recommendations into daily operational practice. Why DriverChat fits the challenge in healthcare is not simply faster messaging. It is reliable, hands-free, role-based communication that works in the background and can be documented. DriverChat gives clinical teams instant PTT voice communication, background operation, one-tap escalation, real-time voice translation, role-based departments, and dedicated hardware for rapid response. Emergency departments, ICU teams, wards, operating theaters, diagnostics, pharmacy, radiology, and transport teams can finally communicate inside one operational logic, one platform, one team, one patient, every time. From voice to evidence, DriverChat does more than move voice. It transforms clinical voice traffic into audit-ready documentation. Every relevant transmission can be captured, organized, timestamped, and prepared for review. A clinical voice stream becomes a structured communication record. The DriverChat assistant organizes the message flow. The system produces searchable summaries, incident logs, escalation records, handoff reports, and PDF documentation. For managers, this means one powerful thing. When someone asks what happened, you no longer rely only on memory. You have structured proof. DriverChat brings teams together across departments and shifts. Emergency department to ward transfer, operating room to ICU handoff, critical lab escalation, medication clarification, imaging coordination, multilingual staff communication. Every one of these moments requires speed, clarity, and accountability. DriverChat allows medical teams to coordinate in real time, transmit without unlocking the phone, receive priority audio in the background, and review communication when needed. The result is simple: faster coordination, clearer documentation, lower operational risk. Business case and ROI? For healthcare facilities, ROI is not measured only in software cost. It is measured in response discipline, reduced delay, fewer duplications, better staff coordination, and stronger post-incident documentation. DriverSchat reduces communication gaps and escalations while creating a defensible record of clinical coordination. The model is predictable, a turnkey deployment for the first year. Lower ongoing software costs from year 2, existing hardware retained, operational continuity improved. Preventing one serious communication failure or proving one disputed clinical timeline can justify the entire system. Healthcare organizations are judged not only by clinical intent, they are judged by coordinated response, documented decisions, and the clarity of their communication chain. DriverSchat helps healthcare facilities protect patient safety, strengthen clinical governance, and create review-ready proof. It turns real-time voice coordination into a disciplined, auditable operational process. For clinical leaders, this is no longer just about communication. It is about trust, safety, credibility, and control. Lock down your clinical communication process today with DriverSchat by ZAPAS. Always active, always ready.